Anthony Joshua takes on Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia on the 8th of March. We are getting some absolute humdingers at the moment. Always got to big up the Turkey Al-Sheikh. He's the man. He's like the Rick Ross, the Drake of boxing. Just produces a banger after banger. He's a boss. It's the battle of the two titans. Men carved by the gods themselves. Muscle on top of muscle. Wife stealers. You walk in a room and see either man with your wife, you're walking straight back out the door again, mate. I think that joke's been told 1,000 times, but it never gets old. Anyway, I think Joshua is going to outshine Tyson Fury with his performance against Francis Ngannou. It's needless to say, but Fury on that night against Francis Ngannou was far from being a bodybuilder. Yes, he's never been body beautiful, but he looked sluggish, unprepared, not mentally focused, and you could possibly argue past his best. But it's way too early to make a statement like that. Let's see how he handles Usyk. Francis Ngannou was clearly much better than anticipated and advertised. I think he shocked boxing fans and MMA fans. During the build-up, he put up footage that would have even flattered Ben Askren and his boxing ability. As much as you all may have sided with Ngannou, I do think there was that element of doubt that he could have lost convincingly and in embarrassing fashion. Instead, he put on a masterclass, showcased he belonged in the boxing ring, looked immensely confident, stood and shaped himself like a boxer, outstrengthed, outmanned Tyson Fury in the clinches. You could argue, and I've come out and said, that Francis Ngannou should be the current WBC heavyweight world champion. But in my personal opinion, I think Tyson Fury flattered Ngannou and his performance in the boxing ring. You could pick multiple heavyweights in the top 20 that could have potentially beat Tyson Fury on that night. This notion, this illusion that Fury is unbeatable is silly talk. He could be beat by multiple heavyweights in the division currently. Wilder almost did it. Wallin almost got given the nod after that horrific cut he gave Tyson Fury. And John McDermott, back in the day, beat Tyson Fury. Not officially on paper, but loads of people after their first fight called robbery. We all bore witness to Fury's tactics in the fight against Ngannou. Fury plodded forward like he had 20 pints, was winging Hail Marys from here, there and everywhere. It was like he was having a good old-fashioned straightener in the car park. He wanted to take Ngannou's head off. Trouble is, Ngannou's got a head like a breeze block. He didn't look like he respected Ngannou. The power, the durability, the strength he possessed. Ngannou timed and countered him well because Fury walked straight to him. He tailored the fight to his needs and strengths. Once Fury got back to boxing, the tides changed. Not completely, the fight was still hard. He was shook up to his core after that knockdown. But the fight definitely changed its discourse. The back end of the fight was Fury's. You can't argue with that. Honestly, I think if Fury from the onset just stuck to boxing, jabbed around, I think the fight would have looked completely different. Possibly a points win or a late stoppage victory for Fury. As for this matchup between Ngannou and Joshua, Joshua isn't going to play the same game Fury did. Joshua is going to systematically break down Ngannou bit by bit. Not charge forward, no gunslinging, he'll be patient. The first point of contact for Joshua will be to pick off Ngannou with his jab. Best way to break down a man like Ngannou is to the body, and I can see Joshua utilising that in the fight. As the fight carries on, he'll start bringing those shots to the top. Ngannou will bring that guard down, slowly but surely. Joshua overall has the better range of punches he can utilise. He's got a great left hook, a great uppercut, and a great right hand. Whereas Fury, when he does throw those power punches, he can sometimes be quite clumsy with them, fall over his own feet. Both men are great power punchers, great counterers. Don't get me wrong, if Ngannou catches Joshua on the whiskers, it's good night, mate. But the same could be said about Joshua. In the Fury Ngannou fight, Ngannou was staying on the outside of the ring, whereas Fury was applying the pressure. He was applying the heat. In this fight, Ngannou is going to have to apply the pressure because Joshua is going to be smart. Joshua won't step forward. He will utilise the ring, and eventually he will start applying the pressure. This is why Joshua will outshine Fury. He won't let his ego get in the way. He will box intelligently. He's seen what he should and shouldn't do. These are the tactics that I thought Fury was going to employ, but he blindly walked forward and ended up on the canvas. The work rate between Fury and Ngannou was extremely low. It was like two turtles squaring off. Ngannou was zapped and tired during that fight. Yes, he did get that second wind and looked incredibly strong toward the end of the fight, but in those moments, Fury just couldn't capitalise. He was tired like a dog himself. Joshua has a decent work rate and he will outwork Ngannou. He will use that gas tank against him. He won't have the same stamina. He won't pace himself appropriately like Joshua. I just think over the course of the contest, Joshua will just overwhelm him. I just don't think he will be able to cope with the level and the amount of shots that he will output. You've also got to say that Francis Ngannou's improvement rate isn't going to be drastic from that Tyson Fury fight. It's not. You're not going to improve that much in a matter of a few months. The guy that we saw on that night against Fury will be the same guy that we see in the ring with Joshua. And that's why I think Joshua will take out Francis Ngannou in 5 or 6 rounds. That's my prediction. Fury just didn't possess the combinations. He didn't possess the speed or the power. And that's why the fight just didn't pan out how most of us thought. Look, I'm not saying that Ngannou can't pull off the unthinkable again. I'll probably end up with egg on my face. However, we now know what Ngannou possesses, and so does Joshua and Ben Davison. Ben Davison says it will end in a knockout, and I believe him. They will put together a brilliant game plan and pull the baddest man on the planet apart and knock him out. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bash!